So, hope everybody's doing well tonight. Let's see who we've had here so far. Ron Crow, Marco. Not sure if you're both here, but you both said hello. So, hello back to you guys. And hope everybody's doing well. This is going to be a 1 hour show tonight. I was on last night, and a lot of you people joined me, and I really appreciated that. I kind of went on in place of Legion Steel because they weren't available because of the storms down there, and they have no power. And I figured I'd jump in and just hang out and have some fun with it, and we did. It was a good time. So I'm glad everybody's here. Um, so how was everybody's Sunday? Everybody have a good Sunday? I know I had a pretty decent day. You know, I went out to a sporting goods shop in Ramsey that sells knives and hunting equipment, all that good stuff. Camping, they have pretty much everything. And they had a really good knife selection. And I was looking around and was kind of impressed at what they had. Hey, Waylon, how you doing, buddy? And the pricing at this shop wasn't bad. Sometimes when you get these smaller shops, they kind of jack the prices over what you can buy online, but they had everything at actually pretty much the same prices as you would get it online. So I appreciated that. I didn't buy anything as far as knives went. I did buy some Flitz polish. I bought a new EDC wallet, and looked around, kind of scouted out what they had, and like I said, they were a pretty good shop. So I'll be heading back there again. They're about 40 minutes from me, so that's like two local shops that sell knives that I found in the last few weeks. So that was kind of cool. So, but what I want to do tonight is I want to kind of go over. I have 15 knives in front of me, and I laid out my favorite knives to carry on a daily basis. So we'll start with, they're not in any particular order, but these are my 15 favorite knives that I carry. And these rotate more often than some of my other knives, but these are the ones that are in my lineup all the time. And first one we'll look at is the CJRB Pyrite Light. When this knife hit the scene, it kind of took everything by storm. Such a great knife. Inexpensive, great package, feels great ergonomically. This is probably one of the best knives you're going to get. I did change out the clip and put a titanium clip on it because it just kind of sits flatter. I just like the look of it better. But this is a fidget monster, one of the best ones you can find. Henry G, welcome. Appreciate you being here. So yeah, this is like one of my favorite knives. So this is in my, again, this is going to be my top 15 knives that I love to carry on a regular basis. So, hey Sean, how you doing, buddy? And again, these are not any order. I just laid them out. I took them out of their cases, and I have got these big. I think I showed you guys a few weeks ago. I have these big knife cases. I have 4 of them now. They hold 36 knives each, and I have 2 other knife rolls and whatnot, and then I have knives just scattered about. So, what's up, Ron? So another one on the list, and this is a favorite of a lot of people, and this is the Vosteed Raccoon, and this one is the crossbar lock. And I did upgrade the stud to the blue stud. That's actually a Kaiser stud. But this is another one I love to carry. It's just, this is an almost perfect knife. Basti did such an amazing job on this one, and I carry this often. This one's also fidgety because of the bar lock, the crossbar lock. It makes it very fidgety. I find crossbar locks and button locks to be the most fidgety, although they're not the only ones, because you can fidget with some of the others, but these 2 styles of lock are my favorites, because I do like to fidget with knives, especially while I'm watching a lot of the live streams, So another one that I have on the list is one of the newer ones, and this is the O knife, the Zen OAL. And this knife is just phenomenal. So, what's up, Black Ops? And this was part of their Kickstarter. Aluminum handle with that OAL proprietary aluminum, and just an amazing knife. And this one is a liner lock designed by Ken Onion, and it's got the rear flipper, and it's got your thumb studs. And man, this thing just loves to deploy. I mean, this is great. What did you do today, Black Ops? Tell us what you did, since you want us to guess. I'm not good at guessing, So just let everybody know. Again, one of my really favorite knives. And like I said, this was a Kickstarter. I backed it, and then I did the review video on it. And just this is an amazing knife. And I'm surprised, I guess, because it was a Kickstarter and it's just now getting into the retailers. You wrote on your 11. Well, Black Ops, you're 11. I don't know if you should be here looking at knives, but I can't stop you. But I did the review on this, and I don't think this is getting as much publicity as it should because I think, like I said, because it was a Kickstarter and it's just hitting the stores, the retail stores now, you know. But I mean, that's just a beautiful knife, and they do have this in the all black version, which I prefer this one. Joining Chris L. Hello there, and welcome. So another one we have came out last year, another Vosteed, and this is the Vosteed Martin. And so it's a smaller EDC knife, but man, another one. I had to put a titanium clip on. I hated the clip that came with this, but that milling on the handle is so amazing. It makes this look like it's a $200 knife when, it's, I think this is around 110 or so, or $109, you know, but I love the blade shape, the drop point. It's got some excellent jimping on top, and it's a top liner lock. Love a top liner lock. You know, they're just the top liner locks are just phenomenal. And this one just looks good. It feels good. I mean, perfectly ergonomic. Really love this thing. And one of my most fun knives to play with and carry, you know. So from there, we'll move up a little bit. This one we saw last night if you were watching the show. And this is my Civivi Vision. And you've got that Dream Lock. Makes this one very fidgety as well. Dan Stan, what's up, buddy? And man, this Civivi is one of the best knives that they ever came out with. They knocked it out of the park with this one. Like I said, I was talking about this last night. But again, one of my top 15 knives to carry. And like I said, fidgety with that Dream Lock, and just pops out of it, snaps out of it with authority. With authority. So, anybody go to any St. Patrick's Day functions today over the weekend? Any parades or any celebrations? I know tonight, me and my wife had a shepherd's pie in honor of St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. As you can see, I'm dressed in green, celebrating a little bit early, having fun with it. I don't know how many Irish people we have out there. I pretend to be Irish. My wife is actually part Irish, but I think we're all Irish on St. Patrick's Day. So another one that I have that I carry all the time, not all the time, but I swap out and is in my regular rotation. And this is my Benchmade bug out. Now I have two bug outs. I have this one and I have the blue one. I prefer this one, not because it's any different. I just like the way it looks better than the blue one. Everybody's got the blue one. That's the least expensive one and the base one that everybody has. But man, I know people complain that Benchmade's too expensive, but man, I love this knife. Ron, it is an oddly specific number, but I figured 15. I don't want to be here all night going over them. And these are, like I said, my favorite 15. I could have went 20. I could have went 10. But I was like, no, let's bring out 15 because you know why? And this is the reason why they're not in any type of order. Carmen Turner, hello there. The reason why I'm not putting them in any type of order because I don't think I can pick a favorite or a number one or a number two. I just know I have a bunch of knives that I absolutely love. So this is another one. This is a beautiful knife. This is the QSP Hawk, and another beautiful blade. I'm noticing, even though I would say a Wharncliffe is my favorite blade style, I have more drop points than anything else. But man, this is just a phenomenal knife as well. It's got that aluminum carbon fiber handle, which is just amazing. Well, they actually call it the foil, and you can see that inlay in there. It's just beautiful. So another one I love. Then this one is a favorite. Again, and this is my Kaiser Militar, and I love this knife. This is one, and this one has been modified. This one originally had the olive inlays, and I swapped that out. Yeah, you know, then I know like it's switching them out. I know people who will carry one knife for their whole life, and I just get bored with that. But like I said, on this one, I had swapped out the scales. These were on the olive version of the knife, and this had the olive inlays, and I just thought the black party streamers looked so much. Party streamers on the black look so much better. No, I am not Punjabi, Canyon Man. Nope, I am not, as you can tell. But I mean, the Militar is such a great knife. I mean, you know, the only thing I wish it had that they would improve on is the jimping. It's got jimping right there, but it's slick. For me, it just slides. My finger just slides on that. You know, I just wish it would be a little bit more grabby. You know, but even with that, my finger's not going anywhere because the knife is such a big size blade and the ergos are so perfect. I can lock my finger down on that. You know, flat pancake. I can roll my R's. I can go, "Arrgh," rolling writer. Yes, I can roll my R's. Hey, Weld, what's up, buddy? How are you doing? So we'll get to more of those in a second. So hold on one second. Did somebody mention the Kaiser Feeweed? Because you know it's funny, Ron. My Kaiser Feeweed is right here. That's also in my top 15. I have it with the purple haze inlay, carbon inlays, and man, one of my favorite knives. This was like, for me, and I know some people wouldn't think of a Kaiser as a ground knife, but this was a ground knife for me. I loved everything about this. And when these came out, man, I ordered these. I had to order this one as soon as it came out. And I was gonna go for the 80s camo carbon, but I really loved the purple haze. And I have other knives in the 80s camo. So, but I know these were hard to get for a while. Like they sold out really quick. I think they've got them back in stock now. Ada, hello there. Waylon, don't hesitate on this knife, man. Even the front flipper works great. And I am a huge fan of harpoon blades. And man, your thumb just rests right in there. It's a great size. This is, you know, well worth every penny that I paid for this one. Like I said, this is one of my grail knives. So, and it is fidgety. And I do love the titanium clip on it. Like, I love everything about this. Can't say enough about it. You know, by the way, guys, go to Ron's channel if you're not subscribed. If you're new here, go check out Ron's channel. Go check out Weldon Carey's channel. And guys, don't be afraid to share your links. I appreciate when you do. You know, that's why we're all here to help each other. Oh, Ron, you had to wait for the second drop. Yeah, I know. I was like right when this dropped, I was waiting for it, and I had the money put aside for it. So you know, that was something that I was prepared for. But I was originally going to go for the 80s camo carbon, but I was like, I already have knives in that, and the purple haze looked really cool. But you know, I know I really like it. So I'm glad you brought that up, Ron. I'm glad you're enjoying yours. So another one I have here is another Kaiser, and that is the Cobalt 2.0. Man, Kaiser did such a great job. I love. Yes, go to Sean's channel and subscribe to him as well. I would appreciate that, guys. Let's all support each other. But yeah, I mean, Sean, so I mean, Dan Stan, this one would be right up your alley then with this blade shape, you know. And I forget what the steel is on this. I think it's a 20V. No, it's a 4V. 4V steel on this. This is one of the best bargains you can get because you can get these for about $80 right now. Titanium handle, just amazing ergos. One of the best Kaisers I've ever felt. Um, yeah, this is one of my favorites. I absolutely love this one, and I think this is another slept-on knife. I know it's a few years old at this point, but man, it is just amazing. And even the thumb hole works great for deployment. So you know, you've got the front flipper, which works amazingly, and you've got the thumb hole. I absolutely love it. Hey, Doug, welcome aboard. Happy to have you here. Really appreciate it. Yeah, all these knives are sharp, Doug, because even the ones that weren't ridiculously sharp out of the box, I have honed. So, so another one that is in my top 15, the Hogue Deca. So we all know the Hogue Deca. This was Hogue's answer to the Benchmade bug out. And I actually think it's a little bit better than the bug out, even though I love the bug out. Dave from El Paso, hello there. Thanks for subbing. I appreciate that. But and you know, yes, the Hogue is better than the bug out weld, but I don't think it's much better, to be honest. Having both and having two of the bug outs and one of the Deca, I don't think it's much better. It's slightly better. You know, what makes it better to me, honestly, is the price point. It's like $20 cheaper than the bug out. But other than that, I think they're pretty evenly matched. As far as weight goes, blade shape goes. Uh-oh. Waylon, I don't know what happened. Nightbot didn't like something you said. But yes, the Deca is just a phenomenal knife. Absolutely love it. And again, crossbar lock, although they don't call it crossbar, they call it something else. I don't know what anymore. Everybody, since the patent ran out for the access lock, everybody's calling it, whether it's clutch lock, they're all calling it something different, a bar lock. But man, another fidgety knife. Absolutely love that one. So we'll move on to, we're going to save this one, I think, for last. This one is the Concept Stella, the Stellar, I should say. And this one, man, this one I got at such a bargain, I couldn't resist. These were going for like 160, and there was a flash sale that came up, and Marine X on his channel said to everybody, go there because there's probably a mistake online and order them. And when I ordered it, it was like $80 on Amazon, which is definitely not the price. Like I said, they're about 169 to 149 is the cheapest I've seen them regularly. So, and S35 VM, great blade shape, really good ergonomics. It's not, the blade is actually a decent size, but the handle is a 4-finger, but because of the shape here that angles up, your pinky gets a little bit lost on that. But this is just an excellent knife. All titanium, that beautiful titanium clip. Concept really knows how to make a knife. Then we have a lot of people, who know how to make a knife, but there are some who just do it better than others, and it just pops out of there so quick. And what I like is the way the flipper comes down, it almost becomes part of the shape of the blade. And they did give you a nice little sharpening foil there, and you can get your fingers right in there. And the jimping is just spectacular on this. This actually really grabs. So, like I said, really grabs there. We got 41 people here and only 12 likes. Come on, guys. Give it a like. Come on. But actually, I do appreciate everybody being here. So we're about almost 20 minutes in, and we're still not there. This one is the Concept Stellar. So one of their a little bit more premium knives that was out. It's design's about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years old now, but these another knife that's been slept on. I think because of the price point that it was. If I didn't get it for that sale price, I would have never bought it because at the 160, 149, in that area, 140 to 160, even though it's S35V titanium, I think it might be a little much. But what's up, Shay? But like I said, I got this. They must have made a mistake. Marine X on his channel. If you guys don't follow Marine X, follow his channel, man. He is when he talks EDC, he talks it in practicalities, and he kind of lays it out on the line as to the way he sees things in the EDC world. Not just S35V, pork daddy, S35V on this. So, you know, but Marine X's channel is just amazing. And the fact that he's a former Marine, when it comes to tactical knives and knives, he knows what he's talking about. You know, yeah, guys, subscribe to Weld. He's got the 5K giveaway coming. Weld's one of the guys that's been here with me right from the beginning of me doing all this. So, and he's helped me a lot. So, really appreciate that, brother. Love you, Weld. So, like I said, go to Marine X's channel because like I said, he gives you deal alerts. Like I said, he popped on with this one. He was like, go there now because it's the wrong price and it's going to sell quickly. And it did. And they literally like 3 days later, the price was back, you know. But with that being said, we're going to pull out another one of this one's going to be an honorable mention. And that is my Civivi Mini Praxis. This is not in my top 15. It's probably right outside of there. As you can see, some of these knives are more expensive. Some of them are more budget friendly. This is probably the most budget friendly here on the table, coming in at $29. But man, the Mini Praxis is such a great EDC knife. And like I said, this one, like I've said to you guys before, I have custom scales on this that were added because I really wanted this in red because no one else has a red one, you know. But one of the best knives you can get for the money, flipper tab, perfect jimping, perfect ergos. I mean, just a phenomenal EDC knife. So this is an honorable mention, you know. Now, going from there, we're going to move along. And we all know I am a Nafs Lander guy. So this is the Lander 2. This is the big Lander. And like we talked about yesterday, if everybody was here, Ben designs knives that are very basic in shape. Nothing about this stands out as far as the shape. There's nothing crazy about it. Standard drop point, crossbar lock. This has the Moon Crew Kitty scales on it. And if you like fun knives, this is a fun knife. The great thing about Nafs is that you could change the scales out without ever taking the knife apart. So yeah, Dan, I love these scales, and there's a private, no, it's not private. It was private one time, but there's a Nafs Moon Crew group on Facebook, and I'm one of the all-star contributors on there because I contribute all the time to that page because I'm such a big Nafs fanboy. But the stuff they're doing as far as custom scales for all these Nafs are amazing. This one has been totally customized with the custom scales, with the purple thumb studs on there. And it's going to be hard to tell in the light, but these are blue and purple lanyard that matches the scales perfectly. And it's got a blue bead. So I know I've had this one on, but one of my favorite knives. In fact, all the Nafs are my favorite knives. I mean, I can't choose between the 1, the 3, the 4, the 2. I have all of them. They're all great, but this one to me is the perfect size because this is the bigger one. The other ones I find to be a little smaller. They're more in line with the Mini Praxis. But man, Nafs makes a good knife. And this one is, if I remember right, S35VN. So this is a really good steel as well. And like I said, Ben just gets it right. His company gets it right. Hey, Neil, what's going on? So, and these are just my favorite folding knives. This isn't taking into account fixed blades or slip joints. So, Terrence, what's going on? Terrence, I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed to your channel. So I'm glad you're here. So I just want to let you know that. But these are my favorite modern folding knives. This doesn't take into account, like I said, my slip joints. This doesn't take into account my. Hey, Cannon, how you doing, buddy? I've seen you in a lot of different chats. I'm glad you're here. So yes, Ron, yes, I did get on in on the Lander 5. And for everybody who doesn't know, right now on Kickstarter, Ben launched the Lander 5. It's a smaller, inexpensive knife that's going to sell. It's going to retail for $25. If you back it on Kickstarter right now, you can get it for 20. It is a thumb hole deployment, a little smaller than the standard Lander, but not much. And it's a good deal because you can right now get the deal. You can get both colors. They're going to come in a black stonewash and a in a titanium. So yeah, $20. Well, you can't go wrong right now because it's on the Kickstarter, and they're probably not going to ship out until around August or so because they got to go through the whole Kickstarter process, then collect the payments, and then it'll go into production. But the timeline I think for shipping is around August. So if you're willing to put up the money now and wait, it's a great deal. And Ben came out with that because he's been like a Boy Scout leader and stuff, and he's given out knives that are good knives to Boy Scouts, and whether they destroy them, lose them, he was like, I want a knife that's a good knife that we can give to kids, give to people who are just, whether you're working a supermarket stocking job and you need a knife just that you can beat on. He came out with the Lander 5 for that. He's also got a new knife that's going to be launching at the end of this month, and that is going to be the Lander Mini. And the Lander Mini is Blade Junkie Tommy. Did I miss you in here? Yes, I did. Welcome, Blade Junkie Tommy. I'm happy you're here. But he's launching the Lander Mini, and what that is, that's a keychain version of the Lander. So the blade on it's going to be less than 2 inches. It's going to be a small little guy to put on your keychain, kind of in the size of a Swiss Army knife, type of deal. So it's probably going to be kind of like that size. And these are going to sell for when they come out with the Lander Mini. They're going to sell for somewhere, I think around 14. Yeah, 14 or 15. Yeah, exactly, 15. Yep, 15. Well, yeah, 14.99. Perfect. So those look like they're going to be pretty cool, and they're going to be a bunch of colors because they know people are going to collect them. Because that's the thing about Nafs. Once you buy one Nafs, you become a collector, and you want to get all the different colorways. And there are so many, and that's why I actually have a case of just different Nafs knives, so that they're all owned in a separate case. So now, with that, we're going to move to another one of my favorite knives, and that is going to be the Kershaw Bel Air. Just another one of to me, this is the bug out killer more than the Hogue Deca. So, I've looked at the knives that are bug out killers. And of course, we have the bug out itself, right? Then you've got the Hogue Deca. I think if you have these, you got the full set of bug out style knives that are of great quality. So, so, but come on, aluminum handle, Magna cut, and excellent jimping on top. Great blade shape. You know, it's I don't kind of sheep like a modified sheep's foot, I would say, more than a drop point, but great ergos, deep carry, and at a great price point. It's cheaper than the Deca and it's cheaper than the bug out. Highly recommend this knife. Probably this is probably in my top three. If I did have to have a top three, this would be in there. I mean, I love this knife. And now they've come out with new colors. This was the first one they had come out with. So, and just great action on that. And rounding out my top 15 would be my Manix 2 lightweight. I love every single thing about this knife. And when I was looking for a good Spyderco to go with. I had already had the Persistence and knew I loved it. I already had Tenacious, but I reached out talking to like G-Ball. I talked to Bees Blades, and they were the ones who convinced me to go with the Manix 2 over the Para 2 and, the Paramilitary 2 and the Para 3. They said I would enjoy this much more, and I'm glad I did go with this because I absolutely love this knife. And I mean, this is literally the perfect knife. I just, you know, it's just this is probably my number one knife. If I did have to pick a favorite, I'd probably carry this one a little bit more. Wyoming Adventures, how are you? You know, but this would be the number one. Like I said, I carry this probably more than all the others. I don't know, to be honest. I haven't modified this at all. Yeah, I can absolutely do that. I can do that, Ron. Let me that way. Terrence, you should have a wrench now. But hello, Deneen. Welcome in. Good to see you here. So those are my top 15 knives as far as like again, folding modern knives, you know. Gotcha. Gotcha. They um Spyderco just came out with a new knife that's kind of flying under the radar as well. And what they did was they took the bird turn and they've now improved it a little bit. They upgraded the steel, I believe, on it, and it's now and they changed the bird thumb hole to a round thumb hole, and it's now the Spyderco upturn up because they upgraded it and turn, and it's a good sized knife. Like I said, it was based off the original bird turn, and now it's the Spyderco upturn, and it's selling for $54. So anybody looking to get into Spyderco with and it's a backlock, anybody looking to get into Spyderco at a great price, that is the way to go. You know, um, so something to think about. I was taking a look at it and looked really cool. I saw it today. You know, um, online. I haven't seen it in person yet, but it looked really cool. So looking at that, I don't know. You guys have to tell me what you think on that. So what's everybody fidgeting with right now? What's everybody carrying? Fill me in on what you guys are doing with your knives, your knife game. Oh, wait, somebody said the Maxis. Hold on. The Maxis Black Mirror. Wow. I do not have a Maxis, and at some point I want to get one because they have some great designs, you know. And there's that budget Maxis that's out there right now, the one that comes with a multicolor handle. They're selling it for like, and I think it's like, I don't know, like $50 or so around that area, you know. Um, with that being said, I have to go into Nightbot and change the settings a little bit, I think, because it's getting to be really strict. You guys are having trouble, I know, with any type of emojis, or if you type in all caps and you're not a mod, it'll give you problems. So sorry about that. Yeah, the Maxuses aren't, even their expensive knives aren't ridiculously priced. So actually, the Vosti Porcupine looks really good, and everybody's saying great things about it. And the Olitins, I don't have an Olitins yet either. And the only reason why I don't is because they're another knife. I've had them in my Amazon, save list, and I never pulled the trigger on one of those for some reason. I look at them and they look really cool. I know G Ball on his channel loves the Olitins, you know, but I just haven't been able to pull the trigger on one. I realize the problem is I can't have every knife as much as I would like to. So, one day if I hit that $60 million Powerball, I'll just buy knives any way I want, but I can't have them all. So I have to be choosy. Alex Kerber, hello there. South Valley, hello. How are you? Glad you guys are here. Um, but yeah, so you have to make a choice, and sometimes I make choices based on what I think would look good in videos too. Diesel therapy, hello there. Combat butter knife. That would be, you know, I've always thought about taking one of my old butter knives and sharpening it up and reprofiling it to see what can be done with it. Because some of those old butter knives have some really cool handle shapes. They make an interesting fixie. Put them in a little leather sheath. Might be an idea. I've thought about it. I've thought about it. you know, 64 hardness butter. Yes, yes. Therapy and appendix carry. Yeah, I can see it. Mm-hmm. Yep. Small sheath, or even just in what some people have done is use ranger bands on your belt, so you don't even need the sheath. You can just appendix carry it, or scout carry it on your back using just what you call it, ranger bands. It's a little risky though, because if the blade's sharp enough, one, you can cut through the razor band, but also you can cut yourself really bad. Ron, it's funny. I was on Aries' channel earlier watching, him with the other knife maker that he was talking to. And for years now, I've watched like Forged in Fire. I have a friend who makes custom knives, and I wanted to design my own knife. Hello, Zed. Welcome aboard. And I don't know. Designing knives is one tricky. Really helps if you know CAD. And I have a very basic knowledge of CAD. Um, Not a great knowledge, but I have a basic knowledge of CAD because in my past as a kitchen designer, I used CAD a lot. Um, but yeah. So I've wanted to. I've got some ideas on what I would like to do. You know, I would definitely like to design a knife with a harpoon blade, um, titanium handle type of thing. But I don't know exactly how I want to do it. I've got some sketches that I've done, and then you know, um, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to send out some of my sketches to some of these companies, see what they'd be willing to do. Yes, those guys do need a sugar daddy. you know. Yep, you could say that. You could say that, Terrence. but yeah, I don't know. I wanted to. I wish I had the room, or a place to do it. I'm in a townhouse situation, so I don't have the room. But I wish I had a house with a garage where I could set up a forge and actually learn how to forge blades, because it just looks like it's an amazing thing to do. You know, to create something with your bare hands, sketch it out, take raw materials. It's an amazing thing. I respect the hell out of guys who do that and gals who do that, because that's the thing too. If you watch shows like Forged in Fire, there are a lot of women doing it. You know, not as many as them, but there are a lot of women, and they're doing some great stuff out there. You got to give them credit. This is a the EDC knife game is predominantly dominated by men, but as we know in this community, we have a lot of women who appreciate the knives and are in the community, and I give them all a thumbs up because man, they do such a great job. Some of their channels, Wyoming Adventures, she does a great job with her channel. Obviously we've got the big fish. We've got Melissa Backwoods. She does amazing stuff in her videos, and you know, I think she's, as far as I'm concerned, she's the first, like the big channel. I mean, she's got over 1 million subs. She's got more subs than any of the guys. So she does great stuff. Got to respect her. You know. Well, yeah, it's an iced coffee, so, and I'm a big fan of my iced coffees. So yeah, well, Melissa's, and she's got a fun way of doing it too. She's not overly serious. You know, she presents things in a really fun way. You know, I respect the hell out of her. You know, and like I said, I had no idea. I started watching her, and then I found out later on she was on the show Naked and Afraid. So I give her credit for that too, because man, that looks like that's not something I would want to do. Not at all. Um, to be out there, just exposed to the elements and living off the land. No, I've gotten used to this easy lifestyle. I don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, I did. I saw that one too, where she stabbed her leg. Yep. You know. Hmm. Yes, the ballistics dummy. You know, I would love to have a ballistics dummy to play with. You know, throw knives at it, do all kinds of fun stuff. You know, but they're not expensive either. I was looking at them at one point on Amazon because you can pretty much find. Yeah, see, I've never really watched the show, Ron. You know, I've only seen like trailers and stuff for it, so I had no idea she was on 3 times. Wow, it's pretty cool. But ballistic dummies, they're not expensive, and I'd love to get one of those. Like I said, just to Eagle Scout EDC. Hey, buddy, I have to get back with you on coming on your live. I've been a little busy, crazy this week, so I'll hit you up on that. We'll go figure out a day we can do it together because it's going to be fun. I think, you know. But yeah, I mean, she does, like I said, she does a great job. And I don't know, how does everybody feel about Taylor Martin from Best Damn EDC? I like Best Damn EDC, but there are times, man, when he gets under my skin, and it's not for anything. Like, I feel like some of the stuff he presents on there, and I know he presents things at all different price levels, but I feel like he stresses, you know, the high priced equipment as opposed to the, blue collar equipment. And I want Taylor Martin from Best Damn EDC. I mean, he's another one. He's like right behind her as far as people knowing who he is in the business, you know. But like, I feel like it might be because, he pushes a lot of his collaborations, his stuff he does with Big Idea Design, and, his stuff he does with his own company, you know. Yeah, yeah, I could see that Eagle Scout. He seems like a cool dude. Like, I'd love to sit and have a beer with him and, just talk shop. But I think some of the stuff he pushes on his channel, um, he pushes just a lot of stuff that's at a higher price point. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked him out, he's got a great show. You know, he was the one who decided to do well, he's done all kinds of crazy stuff, but his stuff is very enjoyable to watch. You know, Taylor Martin does not need sponsors, Ron. Stop that. We need sponsors. Taylor could give us half of his sponsors, still make a fortune, and we'd be all pretty happy. You know, non snowflake image bearers. No, I don't. I don't talk about religion, image bearers. I don't talk religion at all. So that's not going to happen. Religion's a very personal thing, and you know, we don't need to talk about that. We don't need to do that. Politics. We don't get into that here. We're all one big happy night family. You know, who cares if someone's Democrat, Republican, independent, from Mars? Who cares? I don't. You know, as long as we help each other out and we're kind to each other, that's all that matters. That's really all that matters. At the end of the day, we all want the same things. We all want to live a good life. We all want to, have our freedoms. You know, so no reason to get into politics or religion. I don't care what anybody is. If a good person's a good person, I don't care what their religion is. You know, so. Oh yeah, Ron, definitely, definitely. It's not even so much for his sponsors. It's the stuff he sells. I mean, he's got collaborations with all these companies. You know, he he's got a new knife coming out that is in collaboration with Tactile Knives. That's going to be a high end $200 plus fixed blade, and it looks cool. But again, why am I going to spend that much money on a fixed blade when there's so many other options? that don't have his name on it necessarily, that you can get for a lot less money. And I know some of the other companies like, like TKL, they make great knives and their stuff's over 200 bucks price point. But I don't have any of that because I don't want to spend that much on a fixed blade that's not my primary carry. You know, Mid price to budget fixed blades are fine for what I do. I don't need anything that great. But like I said, he no, I don't strike while the cheese is warm. Sorry. But like I said, he's pushing the TI slide, his utility knife, or that's in conjunction with Big Idea. And come on, it's an $80 utility knife. Nobody needs that. Why have an $80 utility knife when you can get a $5 utility knife and they use the exact same blades? That's the whole thing. You're not getting better cutting quality. You're not. So what are you getting? You're getting a fancy looking utility knife that's made of brass. Big whoop. For some people, I know they love it, but you know, I can't justify it. I just for myself, I can't. And other people, they don't think twice about it. You know, yeah, pry bars have gotten really expensive too. But you know what? There are some inexpensive pry bars out there that'll do the same thing. You know, um, the Gear Infusion pry bar. Come on, it's like 24 bucks, and it's got the ratcheting. It's got the ratcheting bit in there, so you could use the ratcheting bit driver. It's a pry bar. It's small. It works great. It's inexpensive. I mean, there are even options that are on Amazon, no name pry bars that you can get for 10 bucks that'll do the job of any $80, $100 pry bar. No reason for them, you know. Civivi Elementum is a good one, but I actually like, as far as button locks, um, I will go with this one every day of the week, and that is the CJRB Pyrite Light. As far as button locks, I will also go with the White Mountain. North Mountain blades, the Chop 2 on there. I love my Chop 2, you know, but there's good money for that in that Eagle Scout, definitely. Yeah, I mean, there's so many good button lock knives. I prefer, though, like in this case, the Vosti Martin, because it's a button lock, but it's a top liner lock, so it's not a plunge lock. You know. Oh, that's a great price for that, Waylon. 22 bucks. You can't beat that. Did you get that online or did you get that in person? Just curious. Just curious because I haven't seen it that low. That's a great price. Usually I see it for about 30 to 40, depending on where you get it. What's up, Fig? Oh, this one? This is the Pyrite Light by CJRB. Just a $30 knife that is just amazing. I absolutely love this thing. Well, that's good. Yeah, I believe it or not, I've never checked out Chicago Knife Works. I'm gonna have to check out their site. You know, I for the most part I use White Mountain for what I order because everything with them is free shipping, whether it's a $5 thing or a $500 thing. And since they're close to me in proximity to where I live, if I order it, say on a Friday, I'll usually get it by Tuesday. If I order it on a Monday, I'll usually get it by Wednesday. So that's why I usually stick with them. Although you know, I've ordered from all of them at some point, whether it be Blade HQ, whether it be Smoky Mountain Knife Works, because I have a tendency to shop for deals. You know, um, Good Catch Wyoming Adventures. Um, So I don't really have a preference as far as retailers go. I know some people love DLT. Some people use Knives Ship Free. I've not used them at all, and I know like Metal Complex, he swears by DLT, but I've never ordered anything from them. You know, I've ordered from REC, Rivers Edge Cutlery, and again, what's good is you can find like the same knife at a different price point depending on the dealer. So you really got to look around. You know, don't be looking at just one dealer. And I have to really check out Chicago Knife Works because and I order a lot of stuff off of Amazon. Obviously because there are some brands that you can just get on Amazon that you can't get in other places. What I found though is some of the Amazon brands are making it to some of the retailers slowly but surely. For instance, like at White Mountain, they now have Tucson knives on their website. They also have, I'm trying to remember some of the brands, like Free Tiger. They have Vivo on there. So they've got some of the Amazon brands as well. But, you know, I get that scalping, um, but with most of these companies, they have such great return policies that you can buy a knife. If you don't like it, you can send it back. It's going to cost you the shipping, but it's not too bad. Um, so I don't really have a problem with that. And really, if you don't like it and you feel like you don't want to send it back, you could always go to Blade Binge and resell it. And in a lot of cases, you can get what you paid for it, you know, maybe minus a couple of bucks. But yeah, there's markets for used blades. Yeah, but you have to, Dan, I get that too, but you have to be careful with some of the reviews too. And I will tell you why. Because, I've started now getting, my channel's gotten to the point where it's not big yet, but it's getting a little bit bigger where knife companies are sending me stuff. Like right now, you know, I've got Rosecraft sending me stuff, HX Outdoors, Free Tiger. Altogether, I'm working with like 6 different companies, Best Techman, and I'm honest about what I'm reviewing. If there's a problem with it, I will say it. But at the same time, I might not show something. Like if I think something's bad, I may turn around to the company because I don't want to ruin my relationship with them and say, hey, listen, I'm not going to review this because there's a problem with it. And this is the problem. And give them my feedback rather than going on, you know, on YouTube and saying this thing's a piece of crap. I did that with one knife and I regret doing it because I thought about it and I thought after the fact that I may have done more damage for that company. They were a newer company. And, you know, scalping your TP, it's hard to come up with a totally unique design, you know? Um, and the reason for that is because knives have been around for hundreds of years. Nobody's reinventing a blade shape. Nobody's reinventing a handle shape at this point. Every time I look at a knife, it looks like something I've seen before, you know? So, and you do have a lot of the Asian knife makers that are being produced by several knife makers under different names. And I don't mean it's not like they're taking the same knife and putting it under 5 different names, but you may have a company like Riot, uh, or Remet, I should say, Remet, who is the OEM for a lot of other companies. So, or like for instance, for the longest time for like O Knife, their OEM was Kaiser. So Kaiser was making their knives. Um, you have that sort of thing. So that's the other thing too. You don't know who's making what knives. But I think when you start to look at some of the inexpensive brands like the Ganzos of the world, the Olitons, the Free Tiger, all these companies, I think they're coming out of a knife mill, so to speak, where it's one factory. These companies are going to that factory and saying, "This is what we want," or "What can you make us?" And they're designing them in house. That's why a lot of them look the same, you know. But it's really difficult. Like I've got this new knife from Remet that I'm going to be doing a video on. It's a gentleman's knife. Doesn't look much different than the the CRKT executive knife, or the CEO, I should say. How do you make it different? It's hard. It really is. You know, like even the Fiwi. We've seen this knife before. We've seen this blade shape. We've seen that handle style. So what do they do to make it a little different? You've changed the inlays on it. You've maybe, you know, just slightly made it different. But we've seen it. We've seen this before. It's not new. Yeah, Wyoming Ventures, that's another company I'm gonna be doing stuff with. So, I reached out to them and they got back to me. So, yes, I have. Yep, Ron. Yeah, I've got some stuff coming out about Fintizo. Like I said, I literally just started working with them last week. We agreed on some things, and I've got something coming my way, and I'm actually going to have an affiliate link with them. And I don't know if you guys can hear that. It just started thunderously pouring outside, and it's ridiculously loud. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it is loud. You know, but I noticed, and I'm sure in your channel you've noticed this too, as you get to a certain subscriber point, and I think that point is like the 1,000 subscribers mark, companies are more willing to work with you. So also if you have a long history of doing videos, like I put out a lot of videos, um, I have a lot of watch hours. So I think these companies are more willing. Free Tiger was amazing though. Free Tiger, I contacted them last Tuesday in the morning. I was at work and I wrote them an email. Tuesday night, they contacted me and said, absolutely want to do a collaboration. By Thursday, I had the knife in my hands. Like it was that quick. It just all came about, went back and forth. And then what they did was they actually shipped it from their Amazon store. So it didn't come from China where they're based. They shipped it right from Amazon to me. It was really great. They actually asked me, hey, which knife do you want? And I went through looking at all the knives and I picked out one. And there's going to be a video for that coming out. I have not shot it yet. I have a lot of videos to shoot right now. I have 7 videos filmed, and I have the Legion Steel videos that are also being done, the Remet video, the HX Outdoor video, the Free Tiger video. I've got a whole bunch of stuff that's being recorded or already done. There's a lot of content coming, and I know I also have more Rosecraft coming my way. There's going to be a Rosecraft video dropping, geez, maybe tomorrow or Tuesday at the latest. That'll be the next Rosecraft video, I believe. And then that's of course with Rosecraft. I'm in a pass around group, so all together we all wind up getting 6 knives to review. So that's why you've seen a few of the Rosecraft, but yeah, you know, so that's the way things are going. You know, I'm very blessed right now. I feel very happy that these companies want to work with me. So, but at the same time, I'm going to give you guys my honest opinions on things. I don't want to hold back. Like I won't bash anything, but I will point out like if knives have hot spots or if I find blades that aren't right or whatever. You'll hear all that. But I'm never going to trash anything because, like I said, if it's really that bad, I'd rather talk to the manufacturer and just say no, I don't want to do this. So, but we're almost at an hour. This is going really fast. I don't know if everybody wants to hang out. I'm willing to hang out for a bit. You know, I had plenty of power tonight, not like last night. Last night, for some reason, my phone was eating the battery. Like I've been on an hour and I have 74% still, so we're good. Lights are charged. I charged everything up. So, yeah. Ron, that's with Fentizo? You have the affiliate link? Just curious. I know you said it before, but I somehow drawing a blank on. So, but you know what the affiliate codes are used for. If you want to break down the fourth wall, the affiliate codes are basically used to see if your content is actually reaching anybody. Because when they use your affiliate code, that company knows, all right, whoever watched YouTuber XYZ's video, they're using their code. So, um, yeah, I prefer just over 3 inches, like 3 1/4. I find that's a good size. 4 gets to be a little big, you know. Um, it has some uses, like my cold steel knives are all that big. I like cold steel a lot. One thing about cold steel that I don't like is they're not fidgety knives, and I like to fidget with my knives. It's that simple. But for hard use, hard task, I will take a cold steel any day of the week that ends in Y. I really like cold steel. I have 4 of their knives now, and yeah, but I do want to get the AD-15. I like that knife, you know, but now when I travel though, like if I'm traveling between states, I will usually carry a knife that's under 3 inches and a manual opening, because just to make sure that you don't get um, in trouble in a state you're unaware of the laws. Usually, if you stay under 3 inches and you have a manual opener, you'll be fine. So when I travel, especially on a lot of car trips when I'm going out of town, you know. Mm. Yeah, well, the Scout Max 4 looks good. I don't have that one. I have the SR1. I have the Finn Wolf, um, and then I have the Kudo, which is the slip joint that I showed the other day, or that I did the video on, and then I have the mini tack. Those are the 4 I have. But that SR1 I will put up against any knife for hard use. You know, yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a place for big knives. Definitely. When I go camping and I go hiking, I like to have the big knives with me. For EDC, not so much. I don't see, for me personally. Other people may have a use for a big knife when they're EDCing, but not me. I prefer to go with, like I said, a little bit over 3 inch. You know, or even this one. Like I said, this one is 2.99 inches, so it's just under 3. But this is a great knife because I could take this anywhere, not get in trouble. Obviously, not on a plane, but any car trip. If I were to get pulled over in a state and I didn't know the law, this would be fine. Yeah, yeah, Wyoming. Dan's right about that. Um, that's how I got the um, best techman to have interest in me. What had happened was I had done a video on their Dundee special edition for Blade HQ that was in. I love the Kershaw Leak. That's a great knife, Benzo. In fact, I have it right here. Hold on one second. Let me grab that. It was right here. Hold on. Let me grab it. Let's see, because it's in the dark. So, Kershaw Leak. Kershaw Leak. Where are you, Kershaw Leak? There, there it is. Okay. So, you asked about the Kershaw Leak. Kershaw Leak is a fine, fine knife. American made, inexpensive, really great design. Yes, Waylon. Legion Steel are doing they are doing the raffle. I saw Kelly White had posted about that earlier. So I think it's a $10 raffle, but definitely that's they're doing that to win an Asgear, with the money going to the victims of the storm down there. So really for a good cause, and you can win a great knife. So yeah, the Leak is just a really great knife. The only thing is you never want to do anything pry barring with this, because that tip will break. You have to be careful with that one. It's a very delicate tip on that because of the point that it comes to. But another Ken Onion design. I love Ken Onion knives. You know, um, but yeah, I mean, for anybody who doesn't know about the Legion steel knives, I happen to have 2 of them right here. So we'll pull one out right now. This is the Legion steel Asgear. Just a phenomenal knife. And my reviews are coming out on this, and Marissa and Marshall have asked me to be very honest about it. So when my review comes out, there are going to be a couple of things, but overall, this is just an amazing knife. Just it's a beautiful knife. It feels good. You know, I just have some very minor critiques, but I'm going to wait for the video to come out to for you guys to see that. So that would be interesting to see, Corey. Absolutely, and welcome in. Appreciate that. But yeah, so if you guys, you can go to Legion Steel. You can go to their website, and I think you can buy the raffle tickets to win one of these through there. If not, you can look for them on Instagram, and you could definitely get in on the raffle. These knives are basically $349 or so, and for $10 you have a chance of winning one. It's definitely worth trying to win one. So absolutely, it's a great knife. I want to show you another knife that I'm very fond of, and now I wouldn't hate because you have dagger swag. I kind of envious of that. Not gonna lie. But this is a knife by Kaiser that was a special run, and this is the fighter. This was to help people with with cancer. This was for charity. They released this one, and this is just a fun knife. Great shape on it, great ergos for a great cause. Unfortunately, it's discontinued now, but you can still get them. They're out there. There are still new ones out there, although they're becoming harder to come by. And all the money for this went, all the money on these, or I should say, percentage of the money went for charity for people with cancer. And this was just a great cause. This was part of the Kaiser Cares program that they had. So you have your purple ribbon here, your purple stud. Just a great, great knife, and the action on it is great. Just pops right out of there. So large amount of jimping up here. It's a little slick though, because of how polished they made the blade. I think that's what some manufacturers forget, that you can put jimping in, but when you come up with a highly polished blade, that makes this slippery. And people forget that. So I think that's one thing that I want to reach out and get more manufacturers to realize. The jimping's nice, but if your finger slides on it, why bother? Make it more aggressive. Or after you've polished this, maybe slightly sand that down so it's not as slick. That's one of the problems I have, and one of the only problems I have with all the Landers. The jimping on top is just so slick. My finger just slides there, nothing grabs. Uh-oh. What did you say, Nick? Oh, Nick, just so you know, for some reason, Nightbot today is not tolerating. Nightbot's the automated moderator and is not tolerating emojis for some reason. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to go into settings and see if I can change that at all, because that's not right. If you want to give a thumbs up or whatever, doesn't matter. Wave, whatever. It just for some reason does not like. Yeah, it's the emojis. For some reason, it's not liking the emojis, and I apologize for that. You know. Um, Yeah, don't worry, Nick. You're good. You're good, buddy. So, and I'm glad you're here. Um, so, you know what I'm gonna do? Since this is the new Remet, I'm gonna take this out and let's have a look at it. So, this is new. I'm just starting to see it make the rounds on the interwebs. So, let's see. Let's see if I can get this open. So, oh, nice. Remet included a Torx pivot tool. They included in there a wiping, a microfiber cloth. But this is the new Remet. This is their gentleman's knife. Very thin blade, very thin, small flipper. This is definitely like an office carry. Um, yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. The companies who do give you the extra hardware and extra tools like that, I absolutely appreciate that. You know, but yeah, it's what's this one called again? They don't have a name on it. Believe it or not, it just says Remet folding pocket knife, tactical hiking knives. So I'm gonna have to look up online what the actual name of it. It had a name. I know I saw a name on it, but yeah, Sean, it's this is not a heavy duty use. This is going to be an office knife, a gentleman's knife. You're going to open up envelopes with it. You're going to cut packaging, tape on packaging, maybe some twine, some rope. But that's really what you're going to do. This is not going to be a hard use knife. This is just, oh, that's right. It's the Canyon. Thank you, Dan Stan. I couldn't remember the name of it. But yeah, this one came in and I'm going to do the video, shoot the video on this tomorrow. I'm not sure the release schedule on my video. I may try to move this one up since a lot of people are actually dropping videos on this now. But yeah, and right now you can get this at a great price point. It's on sale. And then if you go to, let's see, I want to say Metal Complex, go to his channel. He's got a big discount code on this that you can use through Amazon, which takes like another 30% off of it or something like that. So, um, and shout out to Metal Complex for all the help he gave me with my channel a couple weeks ago. Got me over 200 subs just by basically telling his, folks, hey, go to Adventure 50's channel. And I appreciate that. But yeah, this is a great little gentleman's knife. And it's the first time I'm actually opening it. So I'm going to put it back in the box because when I shoot the video, we're going to pretend like it's unboxing, even though you guys just saw me unbox it now. But, for the rest of the world who aren't on the lives. So, but kind of cool. Something different from Lynette. I've never seen them do a knife like this. Yeah, the pops color around the pivot are really cool. It's not quite red. It's not quite orange. It's in between a red and orange. So I don't know, a red orange, but yeah, kind of cool. I dig that. Um, let's go over and grab the Free Tiger that just came as well. That's right over here. Hold on. And I knocked the chair over. Wonderful. Okay. Okay, let's pick up the chair because my fat foot knocked it over. All right. So this is the Free Tiger Knives and Tools. This is the new knife they sent me. And this is just known as the Free Tiger Camping Knife FT81. So let's open this puppy up, see what they got. I'm trying not to cut the box. I just want to open it. Oh, you know why? Ah, there we go. So flip top box. Oh, that's got weight to it. Okay. Comes in this leatherette pleather packaging. And this is the knife. Wow, look at that. It's Ultim over black with, if you can see the pivot. The pivot's blue with a red aluminum ring around it. Looks really kind of cool. Let's see. Ooh, that popped out of there nice. Look at that blade. Nice shape, drop point. Right off the bat, incredible jimping on top. You could feel it. It grabs your hand. So, but yeah. And this Free Tiger sent this to me. Like I said, I reached out to them and they're like, yeah, we definitely want to work with you in collaboration. And they asked me which knife I wanted. I went on and looked at this one and I was like, that looks really cool. So it has a bit of oil on it, as most of the Asian knives do. It's a D2 steel right there, but that's a big blade. My word, look at that. I'm not sure. This is probably close to 4 inches. I had to guess. Free Tiger is one of the newer brands, Nick. I've only seen them in like the last year and a half, but does kind of look like the Helix. The handle shape is a bit different. I have the Helix over there. But yeah, kind of cool. Free Tiger, from what I've seen, they're making good budget knives. I mean, this one I think, if I remember right, this one is in the $40 range. So, but the Ultim feels really nice. It's you can't really see it. It's kind of like slightly grooved, maybe. Hard to tell. I mean, I'm in the dark. I like shooting here in the dark. I'm a night person, so. But yeah, that's you guys are getting the first look at it. And clip is not reversible. Is deep carry, and yeah, I can I can kind of see there, Waylon, because you've got the liners coming out from under the scales themselves, like the helix. I get that. Yeah, now I see it more when I'm looking at it more up close. You know, the it's not terribly billboarded either. I mean, if you have the Free Tiger logo here, and on the other side you just have the model and the steel type, but it's kind of subdued. It's not really out there. It's not on the clip. Thank you, Free Tiger, because Felissa has this really bad problem of putting their name plastered across the clip, which I can't stand. And I've mentioned that to them, or at least I've mentioned the videos, hoping they would find it. And I've emailed them about it because why shouldn't I? But yeah, it's got. I tell you one thing: this is not very light. Are they an offshoot of Ganzo? I could see that. Although I will say one thing: I've written to Ganzo so many times asking them if they want to collaborate, and they never get back to me. These guys got back to me within, like I said, I emailed them in the morning, and by the time I came home from work, I had an answer from them. So, but you know, so this is going to be fun to review. I'm looking forward to that. Wow, the Ultim here, I think it's because it's over the black. Almost looks like it's an orange, even though I know it's a yellow, but because it's over the black liners, because when you see it, they also offer it over the polished. When you see it over the polished, it definitely is yellow. So has that, that urine look that we're so fond of with Alton. But yeah, that's kind of cool. And oh, I've got something else that came in that we can unbox real quick. So you guys are getting to see a little bit of a preview of what's going to be coming out. So let's get this back in its box. Something else right back here. Okay. So I don't know if you guys are into tactical pens like I am, because I'm a pen person, but Tunif or Two Knife, I don't know how you want to pronounce it, they have a new tactical pen that came out, and or as they call it, a self-defense pen. So this is it here, and it's got a beautiful topo pattern on it. This is a blue, and let's see, let's open it up. So you've got your pen there, right? Then over here, you've got a glass breaker / hit somebody with it. Let's see what's in. Okay, that unscrews to reveal the pen, the actual refill. So let's put that back together real quick. And these puppies are regularly, I want to say $16.99, but right now they're on sale on Amazon for in the blue color only for $9. So, and yeah, it's all steel and aluminum, stainless steel and aluminum. It's got nice weight to it. If you did hit somebody with this, you would definitely hurt them, no doubt. And it uses a standard refill, which is really good. And in fact, the refill that it comes with is a Schmidt P900 from Germany. So they're using a good a good pen inside there. So put together, it's a nice size, a full size pen, and you could even strike with this because of the way it's shaped. If you had to use this for self-defense, easily strike and pierce with that. So that's a really great option for an EDC pen at a really good budget price. So I'm a person who likes my pens. So I'll probably, well, this is actually going to a video. That's actually going to be part of the login jogger video that I'm doing, where I reveal the new Log and Jogger notebook, and I'll have that with the pen, because of course we need a pen to write. You know, you know, even before I was heavily into, or before we were calling it EDC, I've carried a pen with me most of my life. From when I was in high school all the way through today, I always have a pen. Even more so than, I mean, I always have a knife with me, but sometimes you can't go to places where you can take a knife. I will always have a pen with me, you know, and some of my tactical pens could be used for self defense if needed, you know, but pens just come in handy too. And the other reason why I will tell you, I saw the Country Comp Glow pen. Looks pretty cool. Absolutely. But the other reason why, King Diamond J23. No, you shouldn't drop out of school, but you should listen to more King Diamond. King Diamond is amazing. And Merciful Fate. So there you go. That's all I'm going to say. Just stick with King Diamond, and he'll show you the way. But no, the other reason why I like to have a pen all the time is because I never know where I'm going, where I'm going to have to sign something. And I don't want to use a pen that 100 people have touched. Like, for instance, when you go to a doctor's office, never use a pen in a doctor's office. Bring your own. Every person who's sick in the world touched those pens. Bring your own. You know, same thing. Um, Chinese Chinese restaurants by me, when I have to sign the bill, they've got these pens in a cup. I won't touch those. Never, never, never. I use my own. You know, my wife always kind of laughs at me. She's like, you always have a pen. I'm like, yes, absolutely, because I don't want to touch a pen that 100,000 other people have touched. You know, so that's why I always carry a pen. More for my own protection, from colds more than anything else. You know, plus, like I said, you just never know when you need to write something down. That's why I always have a Write in the Rain little notebook in my wallet, which I can show you what that looks like. You know, I always have, I always have my wallet, and then in that wallet, right in the middle, I will grab it out of there. Right in the middle, I carry the small Write in the Rain pad. So, because you just don't know when you're gonna need pen and paper, and I always have that. Always. So I know what I do. I drink coffee and I talk about stuff. Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. Never touch the magazines. I just scroll on my phone. You know, Definitely don't want to get sick, especially if it's a doctor's office. That's not just where a lot of kids are in there, because kids, forget it. They touch everything. They don't wash their hands, and they're all snotty little messes when they're in the doctor's office with runny noses and just terrible, terrible. It's the reason why I don't have kids. Kids are messy. I'll never forget. I used to coach basketball and boys baseball, and I had young kids. I had 8 and 9 year olds, and 8 and 9 year olds have a tendency, for some reason, to always get filthy dirty, no matter what they do. Ugh. But that's just me going off on kids, because I can't stand when they don't wash their hands and they touch stuff. It drives me nuts. And I'm not a germaphobe, by the way. But can you guys hear me now? Looks like my microphone died, which I don't understand, because that was fully charged. So just let me know if you can hear me. All right, good, good. Yeah, I took the microphone, took that off. So, Oni, hello. Ford Mungos, hello there. Welcome to the chat. So, I hope you guys are having fun tonight, because like I said, I'm having a lot of fun with this. As of this afternoon, I wasn't sure I was going to do this. I was exhausted, because I did the live last night, and then I wound up staying up till like 4 in the morning, just watching YouTube videos and whatnot. And then I went to bed and I got up like 7 in the morning, only to fall back asleep. And I was totally out of it today. Me and my wife went and we ran a whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, we went to the outdoor shop in Ramsey to look at the knives they had and whatnot. And we were in the car for a while and went grocery shopping. And by the time I came back, I was exhausted. And I looked at my wife. I was like, she's like, "Are you going to go live tonight?" And I was like, "I don't know." I was like, "I am really tired." But I took a nap and we're all good to go. And now I have a lot of energy and I've had coffee. And, you know, it was, the pen is a company called Toe Knife, Tonife. So I don't know if it's pronounced two knife or tunif. I really don't know. Two knife sounds weird to me, so I say tunif. I've never actually heard anybody say it because there's not a lot of reviews. They make knives too. They make a whole bunch of actually, multi-tools and stuff. They're one of the newer brands out there, but I saw this and 704 Gear had recommended this. So he had a deal. By the way, that's a channel. If you guys don't watch, 704 Gear, I highly recommend because he does these really great toe knife, right? Okay. I wasn't sure, but he does these great Amazon deal alerts where he'll go in and find all these Amazon deals and he'll list them on his channel. And you can find some great bargains just by watching him, I can't block Nightbot at the moment. I would have to actually go offline to do it. Yeah, because Nightbot's actually a separate website that you load your YouTube into, so it can moderate it. So I'm gonna have to do the settings, but yeah, it seems like it's got. I may have the tolerances down too tight. I really have to go in and check. So either that or pull out of it and just rely on you guys to moderate, which I can, But yeah, so we are gonna wrap up in a couple minutes because we're almost at an hour and a half, and it's 12:30 Eastern time, and I still have some stuff I have to do before I go to bed, and I have to get up at 7 in the morning. So I'll probably be up and, I could probably, yeah, I mean, unless you guys want to hang out. I'm actually wide awake, so I can hang out some more too. It's up to you guys. If you guys are having fun, let me know. I'll hang out for a bit, Unfortunately, like I said, I have to go off of into the Nightbot website and pull myself out of there. I can't really do that right now while I'm on live, but we'll do that for the next one. We'll figure out what's wrong and why it's doing this, because it wasn't doing this on the first bunch of lives I did. It started doing this last night, and today I noticed. So we still got 20 people here, so you guys are having fun hanging out, I guess, because you're still here. And I know I said this, if you guys want channel stickers, let me know. Hit me up at my Gmail or on Instagram, or even if you want, let me know here and I'll contact you and we'll get you out some channel stickers. I have new ones, so new ones made up. Yeah, Milton, I think we follow each other on Instagram or Facebook, one of the two. But yeah, you can hit me up or you can email me. It's ADV50 spelled out ADV50 at gmail.com. So if somebody wants to put that in the chat, that would be great. So. All right, actually, Milton, there you go. Let's see, can I? Let's see something, can I? No, I don't do that. I'm not sure. No, I can't do it that way, but it's fine. Yeah, Jacob, just if you want stickers, no problem. You just got to email me. Again, it's going to be adv50 at gmail.com. So get me an email and I'll get those out to you. My Instagram is actually Adventure50, so it's pretty easy. It's Adventure 50 spelled out. So same as the channel name here. But yeah, definitely follow me on there, because the YouTube shorts I do here every day when I do my pocket check. I do those probably like 5 to 6 days a week. I put those up on Instagram as well. So yeah, just hit me up on there. So it's ADV. So A is in apple, D is in dog, V as in Victor, 50 spelled out. So F is in Frank, I is an idiot, which I am, F is in Frank, T is in Thomas, Y is in you, @gmail.com. It does kind of have that Pink Floyd vibe. Did not think about that. So, Lord Humongous, that's kind of a cool name. So, but yeah. So we're over at 90 minutes. I'm still going to hang out for a little bit because you guys are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. So the old logo, by the way, was from when this was just a motorcycle channel. And when I did the new logo, which is exactly the same, except that I added EDC and knives because that's what the channel shifted to. So I'm looking forward to, now that the warm weather is back, getting back out on the bike and doing some camping. So hold on. Nick, which one are you looking for? Are you looking for the Instagram? Because that's just going to be Adventure 50. So let me see if I can, let me grab the link. Hold on. If I can grab the link. Let's see. How can I do this? No. No. Copy link. No. This is the problem with doing this on my phone. I can't really grab the link. No, there's no underscores. It's just Adventure 50. Yeah, if you go into the About section of this channel, my Facebook and my Instagram are there, as well as the email address. So you can just reach over there. So, and you can find it there. Just like I said, just email me, message me, that sort of thing. So we'll go from there. But yeah, and like I said, Wyoming Adventures is right. My Instagram, my Facebook, and my and my email are all in the About section of the page. The Spy 27 is excellent. I've heard people be reluctant because this is in Spy 27, but this is an amazing. I have no problem with Spy 27. So we'll have to. Actually, thank you, Milton. You know why? Because you're right. I changed my Instagram name to Adventure 50. It was Ghost Hunter 617 before, and I forgot I did not change it on here. I need to change it. Good catch, Ron. Yeah, that's why. But Mind the Milton just linked it. So thank you, Milton. Thanks for putting it in there. Just scroll up Mind the Milton. Well, the thing is, it's a proprietary steel for Spyderco. I forget what it's equivalent to, but it's a good steel. You can't go wrong with it. It holds an edge. It's, very, very, it has great endurance. I mean, like I said, it holds an edge. It's a strong steel. Very, very much corrosion resistant. That's the word I'm looking for. And just, it works great. I have no problem with it. So yeah, the link that Mind of Milton put up should get you to my Instagram. So yeah, Milton, if you want to put it up just one more time there, so that way people don't have to scroll back up, that'd be great. S30V, S45VN, very good steels. You know, I know Marshall from Legion Steel is not as big a fan of MagnaCut as I am. So I am a huge fan of MagnaCut. I just think it's a great all-around steel. I haven't heard what the latest is on Crucible, to be honest. I know I've heard possibly that they might be bought out, but I don't know. You know, you hear a lot of things. I don't know until something's official. I just don't know. You know, and then there may be other companies who basically will make the same formulas under a different name. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope Crucible stays in some way because you know I have gone to Hackle Barney State Park. Yep, absolutely. I've been to most of the state parks in Jersey, most of the state parks in New York and Pennsylvania. So, I've yeah, very few that I haven't been in. I mean, there are some, but I've been to most of them, especially most of the majors. And man, it's a great area for camping and hiking and whatnot. And then if you go to like upstate New York, you know, Letchworth, yep. Now, there's two Letchworths though. People have to. There's Letchworth State Park, and then there's Letchworth, the former insane asylum that was now made into a park, Letchworth Village. So, and they're both parks where you can go, but not to be confused because they're very different and very far away from each other. So, oh, did they? I hadn't heard that, Ron. That's good to know. Oh, are you? You close to Letchworth? Okay. Yeah. That's a beautiful. That's just a beautiful place, Letchworth. You know, the waterfalls and everything else, just phenomenal. Yep. Yep. So, yeah, it's just there's so many beautiful parks. I mean, across the whole country, this country has such diverse landscapes and so many places if you're an outdoors person that you could just enjoy. That's one of the great things about this country. You can be out west and it's a different vibe than East Coast, different vibe than if you go down south or if you go way up north, you know. There's so many different diverse landscapes and varied terrains and you know, that's what people from Europe have tendency not to understand. They say Americans don't travel, but we do. The reality is our country is so big and they don't realize the scale of our country until they get here. If you ever watched a channel called Memos from the Pond, and he's from England originally, and he's lived here in the States for a bunch of years. And he talks about the differences between England and Europe and the USA. And one of the things he talks about is how big, he couldn't believe how big this country was. And how, you know, just from him going from Chicago to Texas, driving, how long it takes and how diverse it is just in between. So people, a lot of people say, well, Americans don't travel. Yeah, we don't always travel to Europe or other places, even though a lot of us do. But just traveling within the States, you could travel every day of your life and never see the whole United States. It's that big and that diverse. So that's what makes this such a great country. And if you're not from this country and you're listening, come visit. I promise you, you'll love it. You know, like I've been out of the country, and I love some of the places I've been, but I literally could spend my whole life just traveling this country, seeing everything. And man, I would love to see it all. My goal is someday, hopefully, retire, jump into Winnebago, and just travel. You know, bike trips, as in motorcycle trips or bicycle trips. Just curious. Oh yeah, I mean South America, Canada. The only thing is we travel in South America. Some places could be iffy. You know, there's a channel called Itchy Boots. She's a girl from Denmark who rides her motorcycle all around the world, solo adventures. And she went all through South America, all the way up to Alaska. And man, and she puts out 20-minute episodes every other day while she's traveling. And the things she came across, the things you see are just amazing, you know? But yeah, it's her channel is amazing. Oh, motorcycle, yep, yep. You know, traveling on motorcycle, for people who don't ride motorcycles, they don't get it. It is so much different than traveling in a car. You know, I'm not sure how many people out there ride, but I ride, and the noise is different. But the one thing that's different, when you're on a bike, you smell everything. Whether it's the fresh cut grass as you go by a field, or if it just rained and you get that smell, you don't get that in a car. You don't get that. That's something you miss and you don't experience it. The other thing about a motorcycle is no matter how fast you're going or how slow you're going, it feels fast. Even at 50 miles an hour, you feel like you're going 200 miles an hour because it's so open around you. You don't get that in a car as well. But, you know, but I know motorcycles are not for everybody. Motorcycles aren't for my wife. She won't get on a motorcycle. I had bought her a scooter. Well, I bought a scooter with the intention of her getting on it because she always said she would ride if she didn't have to shift. We got it. She jumped on it one time and looked at me and said, nope, not doing this. This isn't for me. So. Erwin Curtis, Nightbot, the automated moderator, for some reason is knocking out comments that have emojis. So if you want to ask a question, just don't put any emojis in it, and Nightbot will let it go through. So sorry about that. Yeah, I got you, Nick. Yep. Wyoming Adventures. Okay, I'm torn on the windshield. I don't like tall windshields, even though one of my bikes has a tall windshield. I always joke that those are for old people. I will never forget, I got my first bike back in the mid 90s and I bought it used, and it had a big windshield in the front. My friend Paul looked at me and said, "You're gonna take that old man's windshield off?" I was like, absolutely. And that was the first thing we did. As soon as I got it home, windshield came right off. You know, now I like a short windshield just to keep the elements off, but I don't like big windshields. I also find big windshields in the summer make you ridiculously hot because they restrict the airflow getting to you. In inclement weather and in cold, windshield works great. In the summer, when it's 90 degrees out, oh, it could be stifling because you're just getting hit with the hot air coming up from the engine, and there's no relief because the air is blowing around you. So windshields are not always the greatest thing. Yeah, you know, bobber is definitely not, you know, cruisers definitely, I hate to say it, they're not made for the rain. You know, I have cruisers. I have a Honda Shadow and I have a Yamaha Virago. I don't have a Harley, but cruisers are good, but they're not great in the elements, you know. Oh yes, definitely getting bugs in your teeth. But I wear a full face helmet. I always have because I kind of, right now I'm riding adventure bikes and doing a lot more off-roading stuff. So kicking up dirt and whatnot and everything, not my idea of total fun, you know. But yeah, it's a fun thing riding, you know. Yes, please, for everybody who's here and hasn't subscribed to Ron, go to Ron's channel and give him a subscription. And if you're new here and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Same thing, hit Wyoming Adventures channel up, you know. You know Wyoming Adventures? You're gonna, some people will say that Sportsters aren't real Harleys, but they are the only Harley that I like. For some reason, I've always loved Sportsters, and I still want to get a Sportster at some point, but, you know. I have, okay, I have a Cardo helmet. Okay, so I have 8 helmets, and I think I have Cardo in 4 of the helmets. So, the intercom systems work really well on them, but I use them more for music because I love to have music in my helmet when I ride, you know. That's one of the things when I ride. It's like, for me, it's very meditative. I love having the music in. I love feeling the road, feeling the air, the whole thing. And for me, I lose all my problems when I ride. Like, the world could be blowing up around me, and I don't care, because it's so freeing to get on that bike and ride and just relax. You know, Obviously, you don't want to relax to the point where you're daydreaming, because you want to be very aware. But where I ride mostly is all country back roads. Sometimes I don't even see cars or other traffic. All right, Eagle Scout EDC, please, thank you for being here, and I will get in touch with you this week about doing your live stream. I know we talked about that, and then I got a little busy. I didn't get back to you, so we'll hook that up. I have a half helmet, and I also have a vintage style helmet that's open in the front, and I don't like them because I had a problem where I was wearing sunglasses, and a bee got in between my eye and the sunglasses, and I freaked out like you couldn't believe, because I was afraid I was gonna get stung in my eye, and I had to pull right off the road, take my glasses off, and I just said, I don't want to deal with that. So I've ridden interstates. I've ridden from when I lived in Pennsylvania, from Pennsylvania down to Myrtle Beach for Bike Week, from where I lived in the Poconos out to York, PA, for the bike events there. So, AGV, okay, gotcha. The riding to, I tell you, it wasn't that bad riding to South Carolina, because we broke it up. We stayed with friends about halfway down, so we broke it up into half. No, I'm in New Jersey, Nick. I'm in New Jersey. So, but at the time I was living in the Poconos in Pennsylvania, and we went down to South Carolina. So we rode about halfway down, and there's riding that long on a time I was on the Honda, and Honda's a comfortable bike, but man, your ass just hurts after a while. Like, you have to stop and pull over, not only just to get gas, just to get up and stretch, because you become so cramped up and so stiff, and the pain is ridiculous. That's why my current bike, I went and invested in a Corbin seat. It cost me $600, but it's custom made and made to my specs, and it's the most comfortable thing I've ever gotten. When I first got the current bike I'm on, and I could literally only ride it for 45 minutes, and I would just be in pain. Got the Corbin seat, and boom, it changed everything for me. So, yeah, I mean, they're expensive, but in a situation where it's a choice of ride and pain, you're gonna make that investment once, and it's worth it. That seat's gonna be there for the life of the bike. And if you break it down over the amount of time I'll own the bike, it'll come out to pennies a day over time. That's the way I look at it. It was an investment. Do it once. I know a lot of other people have the same bike, and they don't want to go with Corbin because it's expensive. And I get it. It is expensive. But, I mean, you got to be comfortable. If you're not comfortable on the bike, you're gonna lose your awareness. It's just not good. It's just not a good situation. So you did all the back roads to Sturgis, huh? I've never been to Sturgis. At this point, I don't like going to rallies anymore. And I don't like riding in groups anymore either. I prefer to ride solo. You know, um, you know. Well, Wyoming Adventure. See, that's the thing. When you have big bikes, big CCs like that, you will get the vibrations. Yeah, same thing. You don't buy cheap oil. You don't buy cheap oil filters. You know, um, exactly. Your bike's your baby. So, but yeah, I on a big bike, like I couldn't ride an 1100, to be honest. I've never had a bike that big. 750 is the biggest bikes I've had, and I like the lightweight bikes. I don't like heavy bikes. I've ridden some heavy Harleys that were my friends' bikes, and I just don't like the weight. I don't like the weight at all. And I think that's why now I'm more into adventure bikes. Well, one, because I like off-road stuff. I like going camping, that sort of thing. Had a fun thing happen a couple of years ago though. I was going camping on a camping trip, and I had the bike all loaded up, and I got these bungee cords that I got off of Amazon, going back to using something cheap. And I'm riding, and I'm about halfway to where I need to go. I rode about 45 minutes into where I was going camping, you know, and it was like a 90-minute trip, so it wasn't too bad. But as I'm riding, somebody's honking at me. I look over, and they're pointing at the back of my bike. But what had happened was the bungee cord snapped, and one of my saddlebags fell and was being dragged behind the bike. Well, not only was it being dragged behind the bike, it actually caught fire. So that ended that camping trip right there. I couldn't, and then what happened was, long story short, I couldn't get the seat open, and the way I had the saddlebags notched were under the seat. Yeah, it was just a mess. That trip was a mess. I still have the video of it. I was gonna put out a video on the camping trip that never was. At some point, I might still do it, but yeah, I went through Wolfman luggage, and if you know Wolfman luggage, they're not cheap, and I got lucky. Wolfman had, about 5 years ago, they had a sale, an end of the year warehouse sale. They had some old stock that they had in the secondary warehouse that they didn't realize they had, and they were just selling it dirt cheap. I got the whole set of Wolfman luggage, which was like $400, like if you would have bought it new, for basically 100. So with that being said, I ruined that set of Wolfman luggage. I had to replace all of it, and I went with different options now. The Wolfman luggage was so great for off-roading, you know, and camping and stuff. But you live and you learn, because now I have like the best of the best. I don't even use bungees anymore. I use what they call monkey cord, and they are, I think Motorcycle Camp Nerd sells them, and some other companies too. They not only they ratchet down, but they have bungee built into them. I shouldn't say bungee, like a springy effect. So they snap back, okay? So when you tie them down, even if they loosen up, they self-tighten. And they're really not that much more money than regular bungees, you know, or regular tie downs, I should say, not even bungees. And they work great, and I'm happy with those. So I can't wait to go out and go camping, throw my camping gear on the bike, and just go. You know, that'll be a trip I do solo without my wife, because she, you know, although I shouldn't say that. I may go on the bike and have her meet me there after I'm set up and everything, and that sort of thing. But I think with that trip, she may not want to do that. She's not into camping anymore. She'd rather stay in a hotel, you know, at this point, where I'm still love the outdoors. I still love camping and that sort of stuff, and I don't have a problem sleeping on the ground. You know, my wife's like, well, if we go camping, can we get a cabin? And I'm okay with that. It's not camping, so to speak, but it's still a fun time either way. You know, things I love about camping is you get out there and you're cooking food over the fire, and just a good old time, you know. So we're gonna go like another 7 minutes till we get to the 2-hour mark, you know, but because at that point I'm definitely gonna have to call it a night. So it'll be like 1 in the morning. But I'm really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying you guys hanging out, and it's been a blast. Seriously, been a blast. I just absolutely love it. So crazy as the microphone died on me, though. I didn't expect that. So Nick, how often do you go camping? Yeah, exactly. Wyoming Adventures. That's always fun, you know. Pack up a small, like I have a fishing rod that will, I think it's 6 foot when it's fully open, but it'll compact down to about 8 inches. You know, that in a small tackle box, and I can throw them right in my saddlebags, you know. All right, Terrence, I appreciate you being here. Have a good night. Nick, you have a great night. You know, we're down to like 11 people, but I'm glad you're all here. So, good. I'm glad I still sound good, because I still have energy. So, like I said, I had no energy earlier today. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this, and I'm glad I am. You know, this is really cool. I love talking to you guys, and, you know, a lot of fun. So, but yeah, like, you know, there's nothing like fishing on a camping trip, you know. And the thing is, I don't eat fish, so usually I catch and release. So I can't even say I'm going to go camping and catch my food, because I don't eat fish. So I take a picture of what I catch and put it back. Yeah, see, a little 200cc bike is fantastic. You know, you have so much fun with them. Obviously, you're not going to take those on interstates, but yo, man, you could have so much fun flicking those in corners. Oh yeah, Nick, absolutely. You know, nothing like a steak cooked over a fire like that. You know, just phenomenal. Even hot dogs just taste better over a fire like that. You know, simple things. You know, camping food doesn't have to be complicated. You know, chicken, steak, burgers. You know, boom. Do the basics. Cook over a fire, and you're gonna get amazing flavor. Yes, you know, it's funny. I think it's just the fact that you wake up on a camping trip and you get up. Usually, I wind up getting up earlier than I would because the sun comes up, it gets in your tent, and you wake up. And that first cup of morning coffee on a camping trip is just like the greatest thing ever. Especially if you start the fire back up. You know, you sit around fire, have your coffee. It's just it's such a fun thing. So again, so relaxing. You know. Um, I don't know so much if it takes. Well, I shouldn't say that. With the camping systems now, you know, coffee systems. You know, I don't know if they take too much work. Like, I have a small French press that I can take with me. You know, boil water over the fire, pour it through the French press, press my coffee. You know, yeah, Wyoming Ventures. The smell of a campfire and just the feel of the warmth, even in the summer when it's 90 degrees out. There's something about the extra warmth of a fire that just feels so damn good. Oh yeah, absolutely, Nick. You know, definitely love, you know, the whole cooking and camping experience. I think that's so much part of the fun. You know, I mean, that's one of the other things that brings us together as a community. Food is a great unifier of people. You know, just, you know, sitting over a meal and bonding. You know, add campsite to it. You know, I've been on camping trips where, you know, we weren't camping while we were at, like, say, a campsite, and you wind up talking to the people next to you. Next thing you know, you're all hanging out. You know, it's great. Yeah, my own picture. You're right. There is nothing like the smell of a forest. I just love the outdoors. I really do. You know, and I don't get to enjoy it as much as I did when I was younger because I have less free time now than ever. You know, work will do that to a person. What are you doing over there, kitty? Come here. You want to be on camera? No, you're just going to stare at me. Okay. I was going to have the kitty come over and be on camera, but she doesn't want to. She's just sitting back there. She's sitting about 7 feet from me, just staring at me. So she doesn't want to be picked up. She loves to be played with, but only on her terms. And she really hates when you just pick her up randomly. It has to be on her terms. You know, she's a very tough cat in that respect, but she's a great cat. So she's right over there. I had her on one of the lives about 2 weeks ago or so. She came over, but right now, she sees the light. She knows what it means. I'm going to pick her up. Why am I up? I'm generally up this late. I live the vampire lifestyle. Thank you, Wyoming Adventures. I basically wear this shirt only on St. Patrick's Day, or, you know, days around St. Patrick's Day. So I figured it would be very festive since, well, it is past midnight, so it is technically St. Patrick's Day. So it's perfect. Perfect for this, folks. You know, but we are approaching an hour and 20 minutes. We're approaching the 2 hour mark, I should say. So I am going to log off at the 2 hour mark. So it is today, Nick. Today is St. Patrick's Day. So, Martino, I'm assuming you're either Italian or some type of Spanish. My last name is Italian. So, but we're all going to be Irish today. Will I get on the beer? Well, I have to work tomorrow, so I won't be drinking beer at work. Although we have in the past. Not during work, but like after work and whatnot. So, But yeah, I may indulge in some spirits after work. I haven't made up my mind yet. I'm not really going out tomorrow. Probably just going to go to work after work all day and then come home. So, with that being said, we've hit 2 hours. I want to thank everybody who's been here. I really appreciate hanging out with you guys. It's been a lot of fun. And we'll do this again next Sunday night. So I'm going to try and be on at 11 o'clock every Sunday, 11 o'clock Eastern time. So if you enjoyed it, please come hang out. Love all you guys. And until I see you next time, keep your blades sharp. All right, folks, you all have a great night and have a great St. Patrick's Day.